So again, once you get into the open, it's pretty simple going back and forth between camera 1 and camera 3. The only exception is when you have a graphic, such as the one that I just previewed. So let's say there's an announcement that goes to driver's ed. We would go to that anchor, they would start talking about it, and then when it's time for the graphic, you would turn on the graphic. And then what you have to do is the graphics normally end the announcement. So you want to preset the next anchor on the program bus. And that way, as soon as you finish with that graphic and turn it off, it will reveal the next anchor and they'll start the next announcement. All right, let's talk about the special segments, things like weather, words of wisdom, sports, entertainment. As I mentioned, they all have their own preset. So let's take a look at ME4. Right now, we don't have this set up correctly, so I'm going to select ME4 down on the preview bus so that we can control it. And now I've got the source chosen here, and let's see if I can get this set up. If I go here, I can go ahead and reposition it. So this is something a little different, but what we do is we make sure camera 4 is centered for the talent so they can see the teleprompter. And then we use these controls to actually move them. There, I'm just going to slide them over to the left. I could also adjust the size if I needed to. And sometimes when you have different heights between people and weather and words of wisdom, you might have to adjust their vertical position to adjust for their height differences. But this is how we set that up. So I'll close those controls. I want to make sure that words of wisdom is set up correctly. So in order to change that, I would have to go back down here on preview to make sure it's selected there so its controls come up. And now when I click it, I can do the same thing there. Reposition it up or down. All right. Now, there's some other controls for setting up for these segments. When we were taking a look at weather, you'll see that there are graphics in the monitor. So let me go back to weather, and I've got it on both preview and program right now. But down here in Digital Disc Recorder 2, this is where the graphics have been loaded up. And to load those up, you just press the plus key and click Browse. You want to make sure you're on the D drive and you're in the TriCaster folder. And then sort what's been sent into there by date so that you have the most recent date. And then you'll be able to see what the talent have sent you. Typically, weather has 2 still images and a video clip. For entertainment, there might be some graphics in there. And that's what you're looking for. And so you would select the files you want, click Open, and then add them into here. Now, I already had some weather graphics, so I'll just select one and use the Delete key on my computer keyboard. I want to make sure the weather graphics are in order, so I have the current temperature, followed by the radar video clip, followed by the forecast graphic. Now, Words of Wisdom also uses a graphic, but we place that in a different place. So instead of on DDR2, we need to go to the buffers, and we need to double-click this plus on the Words of Wisdom buffer, and then do the same thing, browse, and select the Words of Wisdom graphic, and then click Open to place it in there. Now, I've already got a graphic loaded, and I'm not sure where the other one is, so I'll just leave the one that's there. And then we can go back to DDR2. So the buffer is what feeds the Words of Wisdom monitor. And DDR2 is what feeds the weather graphics monitor. All right, that's how we change and preset graphics and clips for the on-set segments.